The stars blinked silently in the vast expanse of space, as if mocking the insignificant struggles of those bound to their terrestrial confines. Beneath their indifferent gaze, aboard a cold, metallic alien ship, a girl named Elena found herself at the mercy of beings that defied comprehension. Their forms were fluid yet solid, their voices a cacophony of notes that resonated within her mind rather than her ears. Bound by restraints that glowed faintly with an unnatural light, she struggled against the terror clawing at her sanity. Elena was no ordinary girl. She had spent years as an astrophysics researcher, driven by a relentless curiosity about the cosmos. She had dreamed of discovering extraterrestrial life, of proving humanity wasn't alone in the universe. But she hadn't imagined her discovery would come like this, abducted during a routine stargazing trip, her telescope still pointed at the heavens as she was whisked away into the unknown. The aliens, if they could even be called that, loomed over her. Their translucent bodies pulsed with colors that seemed to convey emotions or thoughts. Elena tried to decipher the patterns, her scientific mind grappling for any foothold in this surreal nightmare. But understanding eluded her, and the faint hope of reasoning with them dissolved as one of the beings extended a tendril toward her. Pain erupted through her body as the tendril made contact. It wasn't physical pain alone, it was a searing agony that seemed to pierce her very essence. Memories flashed before her eyes, childhood laughter, her mother's embrace, the first time she gazed at the stars with wonder. The invaders weren't just inflicting pain, they were unraveling her, peeling back the layers of her humanity. Time lost meaning in the sterile chamber. Seconds stretched into eternities, and Elena's screams echoed back at her, unanswered. The beings communicated among themselves in bursts of light and sound, their focus never wavering from their grim task. She felt her grip on reality slipping, her sense of self eroding under their relentless assault. And then, after what felt like an eternity, her body gave out. The last thing she saw was the faint shimmer of the alien tendril retracting as darkness claimed her. But death was not the end. 37 minutes later, Elena's eyes snapped open. She gasped for air, her chest heaving as if she had been underwater for too long. The chamber was empty now, save for her. The restraints that had held her were gone, and the silence was deafening. She sat up, her hands trembling as she touched her face, her arms, her chest. Everything seemed intact, yet something was profoundly different. As she stood, the room shifted. The walls, once stark and metallic, now shimmered with a faint iridescence. Her senses felt heightened, every sound was sharper, every color more vivid. Her thoughts raced, fragments of memories interwoven with flashes of something alien. She remembered the pain, the unraveling, but she also remembered something else. Whispers in the void. Glimpses of a vast intelligence that stretched beyond the comprehension of her human mind. Elena stumbled forward, her legs unsteady. She needed to escape, to find answers, but the ship seemed to respond to her presence. Doors slid open before her, corridors lit up as she approached. It was as if the vessel itself was alive and aware of her movements. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched, even though she appeared to be alone. As she navigated the labyrinthine corridors, memories began to surface. Not her own, but those of the beings who had tortured her. She saw worlds consumed by fire, civilizations extinguished in the blink of an eye. She felt their cold detachment, their calculated cruelty. But beneath it all, she sensed a hint of fear. Fear of her. Elena reached a chamber that pulsed with light and energy. In its center floated a crystalline structure, its surface etched with patterns that seemed to shift and writhe. She approached it cautiously, her heart pounding. As her fingers brushed the crystal, a torrent of information surged into her mind. She saw the universe through the eyes of her captors, felt their hunger for knowledge, their desperation to understand the force that had brought her back. The realization hit her like a tidal wave. Whatever the aliens had done to her, whatever experiments they had performed, they had awakened something within her. Something they didn't fully understand and couldn't control. She was no longer just Elena, she was a fusion of humanity and the infinite. With this newfound understanding came power. The ship's systems bent to her will, its walls rippling as she commanded them to open. She could feel the presence of her captors, their unease radiating through the vessel. They were afraid of her, and for good reason. As she made her way to the heart of the ship, Elena's resolve hardened. She wasn't just fighting for her survival anymore, she was fighting for humanity. These beings had taken her, broken her, and remade her. Now, she would show them the resilience of the human spirit. The final confrontation was swift and brutal. The beings tried to subdue her, their tendrils lashing out with renewed fury. But Elena was no longer the helpless girl they had abducted. She wielded the power they had awakened within her, turning their own technology against them. The ship trembled under the force of her will, its once impenetrable walls crumbling as she unleashed her fury. When it was over, Elena stood amidst the wreckage, her chest heaving with exertion. The beings were gone, their forms dissipated into the ether. The ship's systems flickered and died, leaving her alone in the silence of space. But she was not afraid. She had been to the brink of death and beyond. She had seen the infinite and emerged stronger. As she gazed out at the stars, a sense of purpose filled her. She wasn't just a survivor, she was a testament to humanity's indomitable spirit. Elena would return to Earth, but she would not be the same. She carried with her the knowledge of the universe and the strength to face whatever lay ahead. The stars no longer mocked her, they called to her, a promise of endless possibilities and uncharted horizons. The journey back to Earth was an odyssey in itself. Elena commandeered what remained of the alien vessel, her newfound abilities guiding her through the complexities of its operation. The stars blurred past her as she navigated the void, her mind a torrent of plans and emotions. How would humanity react to her return? Would they fear her as the aliens had, or would they embrace her as a harbinger of the infinite? When the ship entered Earth's orbit, alarms blared across global defense systems. Governments scrambled to respond, fighter jets were deployed, and satellites trained their cameras on the unidentified craft. Elena, aware of the potential for chaos, transmitted a message in every known language, her voice calm yet commanding. I am Elena Torres. I return as a friend, not a foe. Lower your weapons, and I will share what I have learned. The world held its breath as the ship descended, landing gently in a remote desert. Military forces surrounded the area, their weapons trained on the vessel. Elena emerged, her form illuminated by a faint, otherworldly glow. She raised her hands in a gesture of peace, her voice resonating with a power that silenced the tension. I bring knowledge and warnings, she began. The universe is vast, beautiful, and dangerous. I have seen the fragility of civilizations and the strength of those who refuse to yield. Humanity must prepare, not just for what lies beyond but for the strength within itself. Elena's words sparked a global awakening. Scientists, leaders, and ordinary people rallied to understand the implications of her message. She shared fragments of the alien technology, guiding humanity toward advancements that could protect them from external threats. But she also emphasized unity, warning that the greatest danger often came from within. Over time, Elena became a symbol of hope and transformation. She traveled the world, inspiring millions to look beyond their differences and toward the stars. Her presence was a reminder that humanity's potential was limitless, bound only by the courage to reach for it. Yet, even as she worked to uplift her species, Elena felt the pull of the cosmos. The whispers of the infinite called to her, urging her to explore the mysteries she had only glimpsed. She knew her time on Earth was temporary, a chapter in a much larger journey. One evening, under a sky ablaze with stars, Elena stood on a mountaintop, her gaze fixed on the heavens. The air was still, the world quiet. She closed her eyes, feeling the pulse of the universe within her. When she opened them again, her decision was clear. She would leave. Not to abandon humanity, but to pave the way for its future. To explore, to learn, and to return with the knowledge that would guide her people to their destiny. As she ascended into the sky, her form became a streak of light, a new star in the firmament. The world watched in awe, their hearts filled with wonder and determination. Elena's journey was far from over, but her legacy would endure, a beacon of hope in the vast, uncharted expanse of the cosmos.